in the trial of the state of Georgia versus Christopher Wolfenbarger, case number 24SC004-201. I'll note for the record that Mr. Wolfenbarger is present here in the courtroom along with his counsel, and that counsel for the state is also present. Mr. Samuel.
When I left court yesterday, I think the prosecutors were still in here. I was walking past, towards the elevator, and one of the jurors was in the sitting area.
Yes, sir.
And he looked like he was, like really, really ill. He was just kind of hunched over, and I have no medical training. Plus, I was debating my role as a good Samaritan and my job as a lawyer. Fortunately, I saw there was a deputy at the end of the hall, and I went to the deputy and I said, "Someone's got to do. I can't talk to this person." So the deputy went back and talked with him. I was not within hearing distance and stayed out of sight. I gather he was in a great deal of pain from a back injury and was taking medication. I'm not quite sure what happened after that. I mean, the deputy eventually left, and there was nothing for me to do. I wasn't going to sit there with the juror, obviously. I just bring it to your attention that the juror was apparently in so much pain he was taking medication. That concerns me if if he's sitting here in the courtroom.
Well, thank you. Do you know which juror it was by number?
Certainly not by number. It was a black man, not the one who does dialysis.
So not 43.
And not the taller man who, I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. I mean, the main reason I ask is that I'm surprised that you would have such an encounter and that juror or other jurors would not have communicated to my staff, "Hey, I'm having an issue," and I've not heard any such communication from that juror. So if they are struggling with that, it's unfortunate, but it seems as if they don't feel the need to bring it to my attention.
I just felt the need for me to bring it to your attention, but
I understand.
I remember, obviously I see the jury. I've never seen him in the jury box appear under any distress. So
okay. Well, what I'll do for now, rather than formally inquire or put anybody on the spot, is just, if it's okay with y'all, is just have Miss Johnson check in. She's my JA who takes care of the jurors, and make sure everybody's comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, you're having issues paying attention, you need to let me know so I can bring it to the judge's attention and let you know if I get any report from that. Okay.
I'll just make a mental note of where he's sitting.
And then maybe you can tell me, we can identify him further so we'll at least know which juror it is. Okay.
I think you're right. I think because Mr. McDermott brought that to my attention. Mm-hmm. And as I was going out of the courtroom, I saw that juror. I believe it's a juror who may work for Delta, if I'm not mistaken, this shorter black man. I think yesterday he was sitting in the second
or third from the end.
On the back row. I think he had on green yesterday. And I saw him leaving as I was going towards the right, towards the restroom. It looked like he was getting up from that area and leaving the courthouse.
Hang on just 1 second.
He did mention back work on disability.
Yes. Are we ready to get started? Wait, Miss Hilton, you said you wanted to check the audio.
Yes, please.
Will you hit play for just a moment? Ms. Hilton, is that interference something that you've experienced before, or is it something to do with your broadcasting it?
I think it might be the broadcasting. Your Honor. Earlier today, it was as clear as day. I could hear every word, so I'm not sure.
Have you attempted to do it on your
Bluetooth?
on your speaker instead of through the court's audio system, which is not great, to say the least?
Terry was here yesterday when we concluded. She is currently on the stand in Gwinnett. She took the stand at 11:30 and is on now, so we're waiting for her to get off. But that would be one of our last witnesses. I think we're at 3 remaining.
Forgive me, Dr. Terry is the ME?
That's right.
Okay.
Was a device not found. Ready to air.
All right.
Connected to DHCPL 540039F10.
Now it's connected.
Up until, later on, there's a couple months before you know that fight, and she went to work in this fault light up there on Yorville. And she met a guy that cooked that was there.
I think we're ready. Okay. So are we ready for the jury? Yes. Ms. Hilton?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we have the jury, please? Be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go ahead and get started for the afternoon session. Thank you all. Ms. Hilton, the state may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Mike Sprinkle to the stand.
Come on up, sir. When you reach the witness stand, before you have a seat, if you'll turn and face the deputy and raise your right hand, he'll swear you in.
What our affirmative testimony that shall not give truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir. I didn't Please state the spell your full name for the court.
First name Michael, Michael. Last name Sprinkle, Sprinkel.
And good afternoon, Mr. Sprinkle. How are you currently employed?
I am employed as a Deputy District Attorney at the Office of the Fulton County District Attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia.
And how long have you been with the District Attorney's Office?
Since June of 2011, so about 14 years.
And what unit do you work in?
I am in the unindicted homicide unit.
And what are your job duties and responsibilities as a deputy in the unindicted homicide unit?
I oversee the unit, the unindicted homicide unit, which screens the incoming homicide cases that come from the various jurisdictions in Fulton County, and I screen them specifically prior to their presentation to the Fulton County Grand Jury.
And in that role, have you at times worked on cold cases?
I have.
And within those files, have you had to enhance audio or video recordings to assist with your investigation or looking into that case?
Yes.
I want to direct your attention to the Melissa Wolfenbarger case. Did you have any occasion to work on that case?
I did.
And within that, did you have the occasion to enhance a September 12, 2001 Henry County interview video?
Yes. Well, yes. It was on I obtained the original video. It was on a video cassette, like a VHS cassette. I had a VCR in my office, and I also had this little USB device that had an RCA connection on it. So essentially it made it so I could hook the VCR up using RCA cables to my computer and then record it. And in doing that, I extracted the audio specifically off the VHS cassette. And I don't recall what exactly I did. I just know that I created an audio file that I could hear better than when I watched the video cassette originally.
Okay. And was that able to help enhance you listening to the audio that was on that video cassette?
Yes.
Okay. And have you had the opportunity to review that audio that you extracted in preparation for your testimony today?
Yes, there was a disc, an optical disc that was handed to me outside the courtroom. There were 2 files on it. And I listened to them, and they were the audio files. There were 2 of them. One was an excerpt from the audio file that I created, and the other was the full audio file that I created.
All right. Yeah, permission to approach?
Excuse me?
Permission to approach.
Go. Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Stacy's Exhibit 73A. Do you recognize 73A?
Yes, this is the disc that I just described.
And did both the original audio and appear to be the full audio that you extracted from this September 12, 2001 video?
Yes, it hadn't been altered or manipulated in any way.
Okay. And then was there a redacted version on there as well?
The redacted version was on there. That was the excerpt of the original, yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit Stacy's Exhibit 73A into evidence.
Mr. McDermott?
No objection.
73A is admitted.
Permission to publish.
Permission granted. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just remind you, as I have when we've played audio for you, there may be things that have been removed from the audio. You may perceive that, and I'll just remind you that the fact that redactions have been made is not something that you should consider, and why or what might have been said or why the court caused it to be redacted is not something that you should speculate about. Thank you all.
Your Honor, may I object?
Yes. Sure. You pause that, please. to ask you to step out of the room for just a few minutes. Thank you for your patience.
All right, jury.
Just let the jury get clear and then we can. Clear. Mr. Sprinkle, I'm going to ask you to step off and step back outside, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. So just to make a record, the nature of Mr. McDermott's objection was that what was being played for the jury for, I'd say, somewhere between maybe 30 seconds to a minute really wasn't audible, right? It just sounds like Charlie Brown's parents, right? You know, we can tell somebody's talking, but you can't really tell what they're saying. I don't know if the fact that that speaker was facing the jury made it more audible and understandable to them, but I didn't get the impression that anybody really understood what was being said. Mr. McDermott's objection was that it was audible at some point, and if it's audible, it ought to be audible in the courtroom or it ought not to be played. We discussed some variations of how we might address this issue, and ultimately, I decided to take a break because I think I understand Ms. Hilton's representation to be that at various times she has listened to that recording and that it is in its, I guess, the point of Mr. Sprinkle's actions of enhancing the audio was to make the entire thing audible, understandable. And if that's the case in some media, then y'all need to take a minute to figure out how to make it audible in this courtroom. And if it can't be made to be audible in the courtroom, then I'm not exactly sure how it's admissible if it's not, if we can't understand anything being said. The fact that he gave a statement is already in evidence on that date. So.
You know, after a parents locked me up like eight, 9 times, you know, you're still a fish bag, like people over there too. So I don't have a good relationship with them at all. Kind of curious about that part of the road. I didn't know where to talk to them. But I mean, she said all the time, everything was real. We had a real good management for us a while. And you got that system. I understand. I know we live in, I don't know what dimension we live in. We live in Atlanta.
Can you all understand that?
That was this was in the Walmart. And
I mean, I can understand it better than I could before, to the extent that audio quality is always an issue.
Best part to the middle.
Call your mom, or just somebody.
That's 10 minutes
I
in. She's there. I mean, she's probably around that same area, but that's 16 minutes in. But I mean, people are all they me. That's 20 minutes in.
If it's the same quality all the way through,
Anything I'm telling you right now, you
and the judge thinks that's all.
That's about 25 minutes in.
There ain't no way I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
No, I just want to start at the beginning just to see how far it went.
Thank you.
Right here next to the pretty army they're all worried about, you know, you again. After I first started to go on. Go back. Starting out with that, I moved about all these over what's in mind, it shows my house is still at home. Can you go back?
So it's probably about 1:20 where it gets clearer, about 1:20 seconds. And the intro is him. What I can hear here is him just getting his name, where he lived, and that's the first minute.
I read her through open mind. She shows my house is still at home.
Okay.
That's the first time I.
So we would propose starting at about 1:30, 1:30.
Is there any, forgive me if that's what you've just said, Ms. Hilton, but is there any understanding about what it is that was being said before that no one can understand? Do we not know?
So I can hear what he's saying. What he's asking is his like contact information in the first minute.
Is that what
He's asking him to give me a little bit of background of their history. The detective asked him go back over your history, and then he starts.
I met her through open mind. She shows my house is still at home.
Okay.
And that's kind of where this is really where he starts talking about their history.
Okay.
And we're at 1:45 in.
Okay. So what is the time designation on that tape that you're going to start playing?
I'm going to start it at 1:40 or 1:35 to the end.
Mr. McDermott?
I'm still not happy with the quality of it overall. I think asking the jury to sit through 20 to 30 minutes of that is going to be, you know, its own form of torture. And I don't necessarily see the probative value of it because so little bit of it's audible, you can pick up bits and pieces. That's not a fair copy of an interview, I don't think. It's certainly not anything that would get close to a rule of completeness. So I would still object to playing it at all. If the court has determined that that's audible enough for the jury, obviously that's your call. But I maintain the objection not to play it at all.
Okay.
And furthermore, we've heard testimony from Detective Stott, who kept fairly detailed notes about this interview, and he gave us a pretty thorough rundown of everything that was said in it. So I'm not sure what's going to be picked up from listening to this tin can version of it.
Ms. Hilton?
Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Stott couldn't remember certain things that I asked him as far as dates, I asked him specifically about some dates, specific things that Mr. Wolfenbarger said about relationships that he had with the Patton family, and there were just things he did not remember. And I believe I asked him towards the conclusion, does the video contain the entirety of your statement? Would that be the fairest representation of your interview with Mr. Wolfenbarger? And he said yes, because everything that I asked him, he did not remember the full contents of this audio, of this video interview from 2001. And we do think it's relevant to play the video is in. What we're now doing is trying to make sure that the jurors can hear the audio from that video, so that if they wanted to play the video, they could play it in the back, but here is the audio that goes along with this video. And the redactions are redactions in which we advise the defense that we were taking out certain portions. The portions that are redacted from the video is Mr. Wolfenbarger's criminal history. Those are the things that are out, but everything else is what Mr. McDermott agreed should be in. Matter of fact, he asked for us to add something in that we had taken out that referenced Mr. Wolfenbarger's criminal history. So we believe that this is a depiction so that the jurors can hear fully what Mr. Wolfenbarger said in 2001.
I guess my final point would be that, well, yeah, I did agree to some redactions. Those are not the issue as we were talking about here. My final point would be this. We're playing something for a jury that we're all sitting here listening to, and we can pick up bits and pieces. Some of it we can hear, some of it we can't. Some of the stuff in that interview I consider exculpatory and good for the defense. Other things I'm sure the state considers good for their case. We have no idea what the jury's going to be able to hear or not hear out of any of that. And it's just not, you're taking a crapshoot. And I don't want that going before the jury. If we have a clear version of that, then I wouldn't object to it. But there's just no way of telling what anyone's going to pick up from that. And that's not a fair thing to put before the jury.
And I think that goes to weight, not admissibility, Your Honor. They can argue that it's not clear. They can argue whatever. They can blame the state for the bad audio. They can do all of those things. But we can put this speaker up there and they can hear whatever it is that they determine that they can hear, and the defense can do with it as they wish.
I mean, you're not wrong, Ms. Hilton, in terms of the defense can use it against you if they choose to, right? And make the arguments that Mr. McDermott wants to make. I will say that I think the thing I'm frustrated by, and I blame it on the court technology, not on the state, but the thing I'm frustrated by is if you can play it at your computer and hear it, right, and not in this weird garbled state that it is now, why can't we? That's what I'm frustrated by.
But I think as I played it a few seconds ago, we were all able to hear it. I mean, I don't know how this both.
Is that what the audio sounds like when you play it for yourself at your computer or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I can hear the words.
Except that you're telling me that, like, you're telling me things that are being said at the beginning of the video that I can't hear. And that's what I don't understand. And it's not that I can't hear it, it's that I can't make out anything, and I don't understand why you can if the court can't. And is it an audio quality issue because you're listening to it, you know, on your computer or whatever?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I mean, I can maybe bring it up closer, bring this speaker up closer to the court so you can hear it, what I hear, but I can hear it. I can hear him, and maybe because I've listened to it, I know what's happening, and that could possibly be the case. But as we've moved the speaker down, and I kept asking and starting at different points, I think everyone heard everything. That wasn't hard to hear. It was the first minute and 30 seconds. But I believe that everything after that, when I stopped it at the various points a few seconds ago, I believe everyone heard, or at least no one communicated that they did not hear what was being projected on the audio.
Okay. Mr. McDermott, your objection is going to be overruled. I'm going to let the state play the audio for whatever it's worth. Okay?
I'll just note for the record that Ms. Hilton stated just a minute ago that she would be willing to put the speaker up closer to the jury, quote, so they can hear whatever they can hear. And that's my argument.
Right, but that's always, I mean, that's the problem with the quality of videos. Sometimes the ones that were done 3 days ago in a police interview room that's outfitted with appropriate audio, whatever's there is whatever's there, and whatever the jury hears is what the jury hears based on what's there, and that's just a sad fact of life. So your objection is noted for the record. It's overruled. And you're going to start it at the 135 mark? Okay, if you'll go ahead and cue that up at the 135 mark.
It's ready.
Okay, so all you have to do is hit play?
Yep.
Okay. So can we have our jury back, Deputy? Thank you. Oh, can we have our witness back too? I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. Mr. Sprinkle, you can go ahead and be seated. Sorry for that delay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Ms. Ms. Hilton, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I never threw a girlfriend of mine. She showed me my house, just going away up in house. That's the first time I've seen a girl. She showed it off like that. She, you know, was about the other parents. They get along. Wasn't right or, you know, whatever, you know, seeing where it is. We went away together and come back and, you know, get good about all that. It's about 95, we got married. You know, after parents fought me up like 8, 9 times, you know, we pretty much fixed that, like people over there too. So I don't have a good relationship with them at all. Kind of figured out that's one reason I didn't want to talk to them. But I mean, took it off. Yeah, really married me for a while. I was living, I don't know where that was living. We've been living around. That was just a 50% walk out. It was, I don't know, she had up to red dot. Okay, no, okay, her sister kept telling how bad she had a lady and how this, how that, and not. You know, she kept putting thoughts of this in her head, like, you know, you didn't grow up, you know, all the other stuff and all. Well, I didn't really know shit mode, you know, drugs and like that. And get her sister got smoked in. Like I would never been kind of thing. Then, you know, just time on, and you know, she just pull. Later on, there's a couple months close and they got a fight and she went to work in this Waffle House up in Yorkville. And she knows the guy that took that was there. Well, I guess they got screwed and whatever or not. You know, she come on, she put him in the door or other Waffle House, but he worked there. Just had it with him, and she stayed long for 3 or 4 days at a time, but come back, we had a restoration. And then, she just come back one day and she said, you would get down on top of it. All this happened about the same time. This was right around Thanksgiving, remember that? And I was thinking it was 99, but you know, this is going to be it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say, 98. She come back. She doesn't want she would come back good with me, but she stayed with me like a week. I guess that was just to get her stuff. Because she stayed there, she left again, come back a couple days later. She come back and we had a long talk that night. The next one I woke up, she didn't got all her stuff and left. A buddy of mine has been on a water train with when a big kid had a stroke with his 4%. He got off the 5 points and she kept one over. You guys had 2 kids, and you're with your boss last time, and so 98, somewhere around Thanksgiving, that's where about 12 weeks, that's how we all got together, you didn't know the years. I'm saying, yeah, it's in 99, just wanted to know, I got this time here. So, where were you living at now? I lived at 1 we lived at 1 First Street. Whenever I'm going now. I think for that time I was at 8.3. The first one she worked with, I really don't know why she, to this day I don't know why she just really, like, them in downtown lines. She got on water train all the way up to Georgia. And the only reason she gave me minutes at that time was because it was right off the water train. I mean, there's a bunch of them there. I mean, to this day, I'm thinking, that's one thing her and her sister knows, she never let me on her that. So, I don't know if this was a guy she knew from before or what, I'm not that. If you say we use it, I would. So they really would be sporadically, yeah. I'll say almost, I won't say 3 years. Because it was right around, it was almost Christmas, I reckon. Then after she left, I didn't hear too much from her for, a couple months, or whatever. Back in, April, the following year, which I guess would be 9, I think. And I was coming down this street, almost about the line like that. But right there, probably the train station, and I was coming up through there, and she was walking in the road, and he was just in a white girl, blowing the horn, just, we're dying to breathe around there, But, I thought and I blew the horn at her, and I got the road about 50, 70 times on that time. I knew it was. I couldn't believe it. I don't know, I guess my sister could tell you how she looked. You got to picture how she looked when she was right. Yeah, that was like she looked like after we got married. After that, she cut her hair short, dyed it before it started smoking, and then she was told it. But when I said something, she walked away from me, I couldn't believe it, it broke my heart. We stopped, and she said she wanted to talk, so we went to talk over there, we were over there, And at the time, she was like, no, I made a mistake, I'm going to come back home. I was like, you don't need to be emotional, so whatever it's going to take to me, and just like it, it's better off. I just move on, It looked like she like tracked and stuff from home, yeah, I don't really key up on all that, Looked on all that. She looked hard. She was going to tell me what was going on and all that. Basically, what had happened was, from the conversation I had with her that time, she got rid of this guy, right? And you see what she kept putting thoughts in her head. Like, all these people were living in one house, like 5 or 6 in one house. And, there's just a party locked out, or you go out and party and see the party all the time. And she was like, she felt like she was missing out on all that. Then she said what she wanted to do, and she that wasn't right. I told her at that time, I told her I could do that, you could really do, is to call your mom or your sister or somebody, I want you to communicate with the kids as well. Never, she wasn't. When you got my mom, she never really, ever, from the time that she found over, she never really called me, they called me nothing. From day one, it's all I did. And she didn't even want to have Joey, she wanted to have him aborted. I wouldn't do that. When she was at our Christmas, whenever you saw her, she was on a little bit, she was still hanging out with that group. She was part of that. prosecutor, real smart, she's a line of prosecutor, real intelligent that way, but as far as, you know, she was real naive, you know, I'm a little that way, you know, but not quite like that. She was basically, if you could put an idea in her and you would think about it, she would swear that's right. And that's, I guess that's when she had so much problem, you know, running away all the time. But she was a real follower. When you saw it now, you still working with, I really didn't want to know a whole lot, and it was really just hard for me to sit down and talk. Like that, you know, I just tried to. It's like she was trying to go into all, you know, all of it around that, and I just couldn't, you know what I mean? I didn't want to know no more than I had to know. I just didn't. But there's no way I believe the skin color and all. That's the old reason I ain't. Everything like that, she just did this on her kid. Everybody else that she did talk to, first time I said that she called. But I've never seen it. I've seen her call mom once or twice. I mean, I never see it like that. I couldn't. She said she used to send her mom calls and all the time, and I wasn't doubting her. You know, I don't really know. You know what I mean? You know that guy's name? I do not. Only thing I know for one of the certain fact, his name is Mike. I remember that. As far as the last name, I think. That she was messing with. I know the other night she lived in Shalford Lodge, more there. That's what I wanted. Whenever her mom would say she was coming back with me, when I went there to pick her up, we lived at Shalford Lodge. That was where I went to get her. But she said that was, you know, they had an argument, she was having an argument with this guy or whatever, I guess. That's where she just, when she went with him, that's where she was trying. She was all around that area. I mean, we never knew anybody in that area, you know? I'm just now, you know, I get more with the voice for her. The only thing I can figure she might have done went through changing that, but she never had to do that. And the only thing I can see is that she changed it when she got married. And she changed everything. It's never real easy to work. It's good. If you have probation, you don't probation. Yeah, that, and I all kind of, everything know with it once until they got a court for that. Or I guess you just look at the court for a few things, or some kind of, there was nothing that you find you go looking for. There's a man and a woman from the court. Okay. Looking for, they're not the same kind of thing, you don't know. Kind of lead in the direction. She's there, I mean, she's probably around that same area, but I don't have no way to get in touch. Anybody that, and we didn't have to be friends or anything, but we don't, you know, we were associated with a whole lot of people. I mean, anybody else, any other family member she would talk to, there was sometimes she would talk to my old sister. And that was, you know, because we didn't really know anybody. We lived there in the black neighborhood, you know, we had no friends around there. And, you know, we go like get married or stuff like that, and you know, she had all this history. It's my understanding, and I have never seen it, my little sister and mom told me that she wrote my sister a note. Whether they still have this note or whatever, you know, they're taking it, but I didn't get to see it. But my sister told me that she wrote a note explaining all of what was going on. And this apparently is after she left me. So, I don't have too much of it. Where she said, I don't even know if that. It's Canberra and married. And when Pat and come over and talk about this, you know, you can ask my sister, you can ask my mom, I thought, all I know is you got around me. I want to take anything under the way, and she feels like, if you can answer, I know you get. Anytime I get to do, you know, it's just hard. The only time I really have a kid come stay with me is when I show very busy with students, you got to come stay with me for a week. That's okay. That's, you know, I don't know if I want to do. You got to that's really hard. You got to approach her. That's the way you approach it. Take care of it. Everything you go by there. But yeah, you can learn private school and everything. I mean, I don't know. And I mean, I would have called her mom. You know, and talk to them, but every single time in the past that I've ever seen these people, and then we locked up like 8 times, her husband had stopped and beat the crap out of me, and I was on the parking lot like that. That's the last time I ever seen, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying to go over there, you know, so, you know, but I swear, after you stop coming by there, because every time you think you come out of the mall, you know, I call the car, on there, and, because a lot of times, with the mom, I called her to start with you there. She went out. I kind of got the impression, you know, that this girl had gone on, she wasn't involved with y'all, and my mother, y'all get involved with it, you know, if that was all done, wrong, and we've got to understand that, but at the same time, I kind of wonder what's going on with it. I swear, I believe she got in touch with her mom. Her mom was making it out like she had a real good relationship with her. She did. They really did. They didn't ever, I mean, I guess she was trying to build a relationship with her sister. I feel like she would have gotten to her sister a million times before she got to her mom. I mean, the last time I know where her sister was, she was living in Pizza. And I think, and it's my understanding that I don't know for a fact, but it's my understanding her sister moved. Which I don't know now. But I mean, these people was always hating me. Her sister and all, they all. And her sister, you can look at me anyway, but her sister was always about that crack. And I mean, I hope, you know, she got on anything bad. Because her sister went through one time, and finally was their car. And told all their family that I come over there after a car one night, and just come up later on that the night one, he just come and told them that we had a car. I know it's some part of believing, and it's really not. I mean, the thing That's the reason they should do that. I don't know if commit suicide or something like you hang with it, kill her or something like that. I don't think she committed suicide. This girl had a really strong, that's one thing I can say about her. She was really, she had the, and I don't know what word I'm looking for, she had the endurance, you know what I mean? Just, with her sister, when she was coming up, her sister like had a baby in the bathroom and didn't tell nobody about it. She took the baby in the car. And Melissa found it like 3 days later in the gym bag. You know, that was a much more strain. You know, for a kid. You know, she was Wolfenbarger, that best friend. You know, and there's nothing ever to get about it. She had a real strong mentality. I was feeling, you know, I'm not too long with her, but I don't think. As far as the label goes, she can't be out all these people. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't even know if she got any of these people. I know there's something bad with being her husband, it's bad, and there's something bad for me. But I swear, I don't know how. I really don't know if her sister put her in the up there, or how she got in the door there, and how, period. So we didn't know things like this. And later on, I mean, a buddy of mine had moved up that way, that was not, it didn't have anything to do with her. What name would she try to knock and what she tried to do? Because, I mean, the simple reason why we didn't use U.S. based with kind of name. Because she can be anything. And she knows that she got the real one, she got, she can do it. I just thought all up. I mean, it's like, I think things would be a lot different for you. There's a lot of people, you know, if we stay in like Rose Road, little town, you know, we look through everybody, or something, and many times we move it to life and everybody. Your relationship, you know, with Miss Patton, did y'all go on with the sheet? How are the people to y'all, I mean, how did she talk to you when you feel like you know, I mean, I come up, you know, this is the first time I ever really talked with that woman like that. Ever really, she always, it can make me. It really do. She cannot stand me with everything. You know what I mean? And I all, you know, literally, right after we got married, I will, you know, I just call her up and tell her about that, because at that time she was telling me all everything, what, you know, happened and everything. I mean, today was the first day that I really, you know, kind of, we really talked, you know, and it just blew me away that they had not talked to her at all. I guess that's why, because I was there in shock. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, I used to work with her daddy when we first got married, and I used to walk with them. I'm like, what? These people are really bad time. That's one thing I said about them. They did, I don't know anything with insurance fraud, stuff like that. They ever come out and accuse you, so they think you did something to her, or, you know, something like that? I haven't talked. I try to stop. I try to avoid people like that. If any kind of interaction I've ever had with these people, if you got me beat up, I put them in jail. And for me, I mean, it's kind of a strange thing when you know how we even got married, because it's like, in my mind, it's just like a old thing. Like, I ain't married this girl, you know, I'm still with people. And they don't. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Well, I don't know, I mean, it kind of looks like for a while there, you could have done something about it or whatever, you know, because you weren't even located and didn't start story from the package, you know, all those things. You can ask me, you can go to anybody, anything I'm telling you right now, you can ask anyone, anybody that's around there, they'll tell you the same. I mean, there ain't no way I want to work on you. So yeah, you look in the other one parking lot in the front group. So in the fourth line, you know, you get all. When did you find out that she was reported missing? Or like that program if you like me on here. I think the very first time you come out of it, I think you spoke down, I don't remember the correct, I think you spoke on along like the showing like that. About a whole year, I mean, they have got to tell you right there that she didn't have a relationship with her mama, with her mama saying she did. If her mama waited the whole year, you know what I mean? There's no way.
So that's, that's where it came out of. Again, it just looked like a situation where you got somebody that goes off and does whatever they do, maybe a drug addict or something that has, maybe they don't want to do that. But I thought, it seemed odd after a year, she had to kind of make it up to see if all this more find out, but she don't do it. But, still, it seems like somebody, like this, or something bad that happened to her, I don't know.
And I mean, that might have been all the, I've been sitting here, and you don't know how long I've been sitting here just going over scenario after scenario, trying to figure it out what it is, especially now, man, that's what it is now. After you told her mom, and she didn't tell her mom. But the only thing which I was sitting there all eager with, and we did this thing, we changed the name and everything, was the only thing I kept saying is at the time that we had to set up with making money and things, all that, and really not and proud of that. But he was like, you got to cut off everybody you know that we wrong. I could kind of say that. If indeed that's happening,
And that you put that, you just don't have,
not all that.
she knows that she would make money that way, if she wasn't able to buy a lot that way, you could get that, but she had to kind of cut down everybody. Well, the last time that you saw her, she left for Christmas, so you saw her 3 months later, talking about February, March, and all of that, of the next year. And she was in bad condition.
You can have one looking like from that picture right there, and I bet I'm gonna look her and I think there's a picture of my grandma. Last time she was with my grandma, she had short, cut her hair off short and bright red.
And she did that by the time she got back in,
That's what
they were saying,
I mean, she had taken she had dyed her hair several months before, but then right there towards the end, and especially when I see her in April, her hair was real short, real bright. They look odd, she definitely stood out. I mean, she didn't do nothing like that. Not like that.
I don't see it, man. And earlier all this time, I swear I thought she was at least in the system. That's the only reason I never really pursued it harder. But sister, whether I have a whether it's just one sister, one child, but at that time, I don't even kind of good relationship.
All this happened.
You don't come in for enemy or something that is always nothing you want to do.
We stopped at 3035, Laura.
Thank you.
No further questions.
Mr. McDermott, do you have questions for this witness?
No questions for this witness.
Thank you, Mr. Sprinkle. You may step down. Ms. Hilton, the state may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Rosa James.
All right, quick 2-second bench.
Sure.